I want to bring in California Congresswoman Laura Friedman, who represents areas in Glendale under mandatory evacuation orders right now. Congresswoman, thank you very much. You're at the Rose Bowl. What is happening there?
So this is the command center for the fire having to do with the Eaton fire, but also for this entire area. And we see a tremendous amount of first responders here from the joint response. So we have firefighters from Pasadena, from Laverne, from really all over the region here to fight the Eaton fire and to keep an eye on all the other fires that are in this area.
You've been able to go through your community. Are you hearing anything
Yes.
from your constituents? Can you tell me what you were able to see?
Sure. I mean, people are heartbroken. People are devastated. The amount of damage in Los Angeles is really hard to convey, even through photos, because yes, you have the fire areas that are devastated, that look just unimaginably destroyed. But you also have wind damage all over Los Angeles. You have trees down. You have people who aren't able to get around their communities. You have power out for tens of thousands of residents. You have tens of thousands of people who are looking for a place to stay, maybe for a night, maybe for 2 nights, for some of them, maybe for a year or two. So you have a lot of fear here in Los Angeles because we are not out of the fire across the street from us. We know that there can be an emergency incident anywhere at any time. So no one is sleeping well in Los Angeles right now.
Yeah, no. You can't sleep well. You've got to have that phone by you. Make sure that you're ready to go at a moment's notice. Pack a go bag with all the essentials, your clothes, your important artifacts, your photo albums, whatever you need. Keep them close by in case you're going to have to go because the threat is still ongoing. Can I ask you about what the federal government is going to do to help folks financially? I know there's a federal disaster declaration. President Biden approved that yesterday, very quickly, according to Governor Gavin Newsom. But there's also going to be a lot of fighting, I imagine, with the insurance companies. People have said that their insurance policies dropped their fire coverage in the days before this happened. An unlucky coincidence. But how is the federal government, can the federal government help put pressure on those insurance companies to make sure that they pay out those claims, or potentially weren't able to just kick people off of their fire coverage after living in a home for 70 years with that fire coverage?
Right. Well, I'm one of those people who lost their fire coverage a couple of months back, and I'm now on the California Fair Plan, which is a very minimal amount of insurance. I certainly understand people's concerns about insurance, and this is something that as a nation, as we have rising risks because of climate change that we're going to have to grapple with, whether it's in a wildfire area or here in Los Angeles. A lot of these fires are in what we would consider to be urbanized areas, not up in a forest somewhere. And people in coastal areas are facing a lot of the same issues with rising amounts of disasters happening. So the federal government needs to take this seriously. We need to take resiliency seriously and make sure that we invest in communities to make them safer so that we don't have to deal with the aftermath, that we're more proactive about preparing communities for an era of extreme weather and extreme climate. So there's a lot of work to do. Today, the job is to make sure that everyone stays safe and that we put the fires out that are already burning in Los Angeles and protect as many people in as many homes as we can. But the work for tomorrow is helping our residents fight those insurance companies that are refusing to pay claims, fighting for every dollar that we can get for California from FEMA, and making sure that we get our fair share and that we help these communities rebuild. We cannot leave tens of thousands of people homeless. We cannot have that kind of devastation here in California, and we need the help of the federal government.